Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. So KFC has a brand new release out. We're getting right into things this time around. They have a brand new release out. I tried a variant of this a year ago, and I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't enjoy it. I threw a fit. I remember I was slamming it on the ground. I was going crazy. I remember that. And what exactly is this exciting build-up for? It's keeping you on the edge of your seats. The suspense is building. You see, there's the Colonel up there, and then there's the other Colonel looking at you right there. Very intimidating. What am I building up? It's not like there's a title or anything. KFC has released their Nashville Hot Chicken and Waffles. This is kind of a play. What KFC, they always like to do is they take an item, they build off of it, and they keep it going, and that's just what they do. And the Nashville Hot Chicken, of course, that's just the style of chicken, right? It sounds, of course, better than saying, the Linden, New Jersey chicken. It's the Nashville Hot Chicken. That's a really bad joke. But either way, yeah, they've been doing that since 2016. I remember at first when I tried the Nashville Hot Chicken years ago when they first released it, I was not a fan of it at all. I didn't enjoy it. I was hating on it, admittedly. But then over the years, I've kind of made some improvements to it. I've always found it to be like a very oily chicken, though, and it is on the spicier end of things, so we'll see how this one is, but it's taking that, and it's pairing it, of course, with the waffles, right? Chicken and waffles combination, that's stuck around longer than the chicken and pancakes combination right there, but chicken and waffles. Last year I did try out their original chicken and waffle sandwich, and I wasn't a fan of it, but maybe adding some spice, maybe that'll do it good. Maybe perhaps that they've just improved it a little bit. Who's to say? It's been a year, so we'll see what happens either way. But you can get the Nashville Hot Chicken and Waffles. You can get it just where you get the pieces of the chicken with said waffles on the side, or you can get it as a sandwich. They've really been promoting the sandwich, and I like the sandwich better because at least you get that full flavor of everything in one bite. And that's just what I'm going for. Price for the sandwich by itself is $6.44, so it's a pricier sandwich. Bear that in mind. And it does come with a little bit of a side there. You can see some syrup. What is that? It says just original syrup. So it's just original syrup from what exactly? I don't know. It's a syrup. No, it's supposed to be like I think they said a maple syrup. But I think it's along the lines of those things where it's like it's a sugary byproduct that they can't officially say is a syrup, but you know what they're trying to get at. But otherwise, it's very self-explanatory. It's not one of those sandwiches where there's a lot to it or anything like that. It's just you got the piece of chicken, you got the waffles, and we know that it's Nashville hot style, so it's supposed to be like a spicy chicken, and that's really what it just comes down to. No frills, nothing crazy about it, but sometimes I think that's for the best, honestly. They have less to focus on, and they can nail down the flavors better, perhaps. Barbecue, that's what it says, though it's not. It's not a barbecue sandwich, it's the Nashville Hot one. And let's see what we've got. Will this be a messy one to eat? Maybe. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. There it is. You can see part of a drenched waffle right there with the Nashville hot sauce. And there's the chicken again, partially covered, though it doesn't. Not the most impressed with the sauce coverage. I see a lot of dry spots right there. Doesn't mean by default that it's a bad product. It's just that you would want that full coverage, ideally. And there it is, up close and personal right there. Again, soaked with the sauce. Let's just zoom in real quick. There you go. HD view of it. And there I am, holding it up for you. Right there. But yeah, you can see, I mean, it's got the Nashville hot sauce on it, but yeah, it could be a little more seasoned. But it is what it is. So, you know what's on it, I know what's on it, we all know what's on it, but we'll see what it tastes like. The Nashville Hot Chicken and Waffle Sandwich from KFC is going in. Problem is that they make it so big if you have jaw issues, you can't really open the gaping maw big enough to eat it all in one bite. I'll take one more bite, but I'll say it outright, I don't like it. I am not a fan. Not a fan. Can't say I like it at all, really. Here's the issue with it. The flavors don't work. Not in the slightest. Not in the least. And as a result, it's not to say that either of them are inherently bad. It's just the fact that they're both very prominent, but they clash, and it doesn't lead to a combination that I think one would particularly want or enjoy. Again, that's not to say that it's disgustingly, that they're terrible quality, but they just don't work. For instance, the waffles are, they're very thick. They're not like they're light or anything, right? These are very doughy. They also soak up that extra sauce like a sponge, right? You could see that they were just filled with that greasy, oily, it's an oil-based sauce, that greasy, oily sauce. But the problem is that the waffles themselves carry this, like, vanilla-type flavor. That's that hint that they have, and I remember that from the last time that they had as well. Alright, well, we know that. That's good if it's the case of being, let's just say, a breakfast type of item, right? That's not an issue at all. Or if maybe you want something a little lighter. But then you mix that with hot sauce. That doesn't work. Vanilla and a cayenne pepper oily hot sauce? There's no way that works, and it doesn't. I'll tell you that right now. On their own, the waffles are fine. I wouldn't mind that as like a little snack if you really wanted them. Again, they're, it's all right. And the Nashville Hot Chicken, they've had improvements over the years, but you mix the two together and it just does not work at all. These are two flavors that aren't meant to be. They're not meant to be paired together. These vanilla waffles, and then this extremely spicy, oily, greasy chicken just doesn't work in the least. So, huge issue right there. It's not pleasant to eat, and that's just a big problem. Another thing, of course, that you kind of saw when I was trying to eat it is that it's just a very, very big, thick sandwich. So again, if you can't open your mouth, to extremes, then you might have a little trouble eating it. But either way, I wouldn't recommend it. Chicken is okay. Chicken is tender. It's crispy, though, on the outside, tender on the inside. Your standard Nashville hot fare, where I can taste that spice still, as I'm saying it. So it's a spicy chicken, but no, look, just get the chicken by itself. And otherwise, I mean, the waffles are okay, but they just soak up that hot sauce. And again, it's not meant to be paired with this. That's all that I can really say. So, $6.44. Not well spent. What it comes down to, honestly, is not everything. It's hit or miss. Sometimes, look, they knock things out of the park. Other times, not so much. And I have to say, unfortunately, the Nashville Hot Chicken and Waffles didn't work out at all. Therefore, out of 10, 1 out of 10. not a good item, and they tried. I gotta give them credit for that. And if you want to get these things on their own, that's one thing, but together, it just doesn't cut it. So, with that, that's all that I have for you. Also, bear in mind, if you do want to support this channel, support the radio show, the podcast, you can go ahead. You can support it at patreon.com/thereportoftheweek. It's a good community of patrons right there. Some exclusive content as well. Some of my radio shows get sent out of some stations in Nashville, and if you want to listen to them on demand, it's the only place to do it. You could support this at patreon.com/thereportoftheweek, and you can hear all my weekly radio shows available nowhere else, right there, just for you. That's all that I have for you. Thank you. Take care. I was very disappointed with this, but who knows? Maybe next time, whatever they release will be a little bit better, but you can't win them all. That's all that I have. Thank you, and do take care. And just to tack on to the end here, because I realized I was lost with this thing, 'cause I was just very disappointed. But they still have this. I don't have high hopes for this, but maybe the Mrs. Butterworth's original syrup is going to save this thing. I have my doubts either way, but let's just see. And so we got our syrup right there. The sweetness does not work, but who knows? Maybe it'll do something. So let's just find out. I'm going to pour a little bit on right there. And now let's just take a bite real quick, and let's see what we've got. Well, it does add a sweetness. The problem is that they're adding more flavors to something that doesn't work to begin with. So you just have the sweetness that then conflicts with the oily-based cayenne pepper spiciness there. So it just doesn't work, unfortunately. I remember I wasn't impressed with the original combination, but it's just, the problem is that it's just a sauce that isn't supposed to work with this. It doesn't, and that's just what it comes down to, unfortunately. So the sauce pairing could not salvage it, I'm afraid.